What up, my peeps? It's your knucker, Big Rucker, back at you again with another review video. This time, you see what it is. Toybiz 2002 Iron Man Series 1. All 3 iterations. Technically there are 4, but what I got before you are 3, and I'll tell you why there's technically 4. You see dead center. You got Iron Man in the gold foil. Toybiz used to do that. That was part of their technical variants. More so for people that wanted to keep their figures MOC. And they put this foil as opposed to a comic book. You see the Stealth Iron Man has the comic book. And the logo, the Iron Man logo at the time. Where you see the on the left, the variant, which was the more gold, the more copper, I guess, not gold, but darker color. Even the red, different, has got that that gold backing there. The first Iron Man was in the same type of, had the same type of backdrop as the Stealth. Which of course the backdrop is a removable comic that actually was a comic. So you see how they all looked, and as you all well know, Hasbro is paying homage to Toybiz for kicking off the line with their versions of the Series 1 figures. And as you no doubt have guessed by now, by having these 3 up here, that we are going to be taking a look at, oh yeah, the Hasbro version of Series 1 Marvel Legends Iron Man. You can see the packaging. You see on the left and right sides there are the symbols of the different franchises that are Marvel Comics. You see on the left, our left, you see Captain America symbol, the Shield, Daredevil, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, and then it repeats, and it does the same thing on the other side, only it starts at the top with the X-Men and works its way down. You see clear image of the figure. Look at that Marvel Legends logo. That's how it used to be done, as you can tell from looking on the left and the right. You've got the 20 years homage to it. It reads Iron Man. You see it shows reversible backdrop for what you see standing, sitting behind the figure. Turning it around, there you have Iron Man holding his helmet with Tony Stark with the 90s mullet, kicking it like that. And this has a readout too. Let me get to that real quick. For 20 years, the Marvel Legends series has brought the iconic characters and storylines of the Marvel Universe to fans worldwide. To celebrate the 2002 Toybiz debut release, Marvel Legends proudly presents the 20th anniversary Series 1 featuring Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Toad. And as you all know, we've seen the Hulk, we've seen Captain America, we know the Toad is coming, we just haven't seen him yet. So I anticipate, as I'm sure no secret to anybody, that the next Hasbro live stream will reveal the Toad. We'll see him. The question is, will it be classic Toad, or will it be more like how he is now? I'm thinking it's going to be classic. They're going to keep it like that. Everything else has been more or less classic, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is what that is. So without further ado, let's move all of these packagings off of the table and get our 20th anniversary Iron Man out of his packaging. 20th anniversary Iron Man comes with these smoke effects. They are translucent black. We've seen these effects before with Ironheart from Iron Man's wave, the Ursa Major wave. And yeah, like I said, they are in a translucent black. You can either wrap them around the wrists or the energy effects, the repulsor effects, or at the bottom around the ankles. showing Iron Man in a flight pose. 20th Annie Iron Man also comes with repulsors, and these are in a translucent, very light blue, and there's some frost coloring on one side, which is kind of strange, and it tapers and melts into a 100% clear transparent plastic there. 20th Annie Iron Man also comes with a set of fists to go along with his repulsor hands. Our 20th anniversary Iron Man also comes with an additional head sculpt of Tony Stark, blazing the mullet, and you can see from the hair it's got a wash of blue, so that's pretty cool. Yep, sporting that 90s mullet. Our 20th anniversary Iron Man also comes with this stand with the Marvel Legends logo on it. Once again, paying homage to Toybiz back in the day, talking about that 2002. Iron Man also comes with this two-sided display that goes with that stand. So right here you see a comic style backdrop showing the many different armors of Iron Man. And then on the flip side, you've got the Stark logo. This is definitely homage to the original Toybiz, which came with the stand and this with this Stark logo. So here we have our 20th anniversary homage to Toybiz Iron Man on the rotating platter, giving you a 360-degree visual of the figure. And as you all, I'm sure, are aware, this is all based off of the 80th anniversary buck that we've seen a few times now. What we saw it with the original 80th anniversary, we've seen it with Iron Man 2020. What else? We've seen it with the Tony Stark AI. We saw it also with the Silver Centurion with some modifications, as well as War Machine. And here we go again. Oh, and lest I forget, we've also seen also modded up the modular Iron Man. So we have seen this buck, and I'm sure we'll see it a few more times. What, stealth armor? Almost forgot about that. Yeah, so yeah, they're going to keep them coming, I guess. All of these 80th anniversary bucks, with the exception of Thor, has been used a lot. We've seen Captain America a couple times. Hulk is second only to Iron Man in how many times used. But yeah, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, they could fix some things on the Hulk one, but we'll worry about that when we get the 20th anniversary Hulk. But for now, we're going to concentrate on this guy right here. We're talking about Iron Man. So let's get Iron Man off of the platter and up close and see what's what. So here we've got our Iron Man up close and personal. And of course, the first thing you take note of is the helmet. And it's different than the style of helmets that we're normally accustomed to. But he did blaze this with the pointy tops there, the Madame Mask tops. I say that because Madame Mask, one of his foes, not to mention ex-girlfriends, has a mask, at least with the top of the mask similar to this. But yeah, so checking it out, you see that he's got the eye holes. This normally back in the day when he was drawn with this style helmet, it wasn't electronic in terms of the eye. You could actually see his eyes behind it. You can't with this figure. The mouth area is pretty accurate, where it wasn't just a clear line or nothing at all. It had like it's got here, it's got a couple lines and some dots to make it look grilled, which is how he did blaze it like that. Look at the top, he's got the the plates, you know, it's the line work is there supposed to simulate plating back there. So yeah, his helmet wasn't smooth like how we normally are used to seeing. Then we go down, you see that he's got the two knobs or buttons or whatever they're supposed to be on his chest plate. They're painted a goldish yellow. His chest plate, which most of the especially newer guys from 2008 on would refer to it as an arc reactor, but for the first 50 plus years it was just a chest plate, or I should say the first 40 plus years it was just a chest plate known as. And it wasn't until the first Iron Man movie that we began to refer to it as an arc reactor. And like I said, with this armor, it was no arc reactor technology. This was basic energy, as in electricity. So, you know, and well, with this armor, he was actually using transistors. So, little history lesson on Iron Man. Going down, you see his red torso, and it's a different color red than a brighter red than what we know from the 80th, and it's of a different, slightly different shade than the Tony Stark AI. Same thing with the yellow. Both the Tony Stark AI and this version are pretty bright, but there are different shades, just to differentiate them, you know, to make them distinct from one another. Going down to his midsection there, you see he's got that line work again, not smooth, and you'll also note the absence of the pods that usually adorn his waist. He did not have them when he wore this armor, and if you didn't really know what those pods were for, when he finally did add them to his armor, those were power supplies, which of course he could use for other things too, but they were basically power supplies. Looking at his arm real quick, you see his gauntlet there. He's got the line work also, and the rigid hands. Same thing with the other side. Going down some more, you see that bright yellow, and with his boots, that line work again. Same thing with the feet portion of the boots. Nothing different on the back. You see the line work once again in that lower area, lower torso area, and the bright red. That's what you have there. Looking at the back of his skull, you can see that line work, as I stated. Turning him around, that's what we got. It should be noted, I need to say this, but if and when you guys acquire this figure, maybe you'll notice it too, but the plastic seems different. It feels different. It feels better, quite frankly, like there's no possibility of it gumming up. But it does feel different. I could be tripping, but it does feel different to me. So if you guys have this figure already, let me know if you've thought the same thing, or once again, if you think that I'm just bugging. But yeah, it does feel different, and that's definitely for the better. As far as his articulation goes, his head is on a ball hinge. He can look up that much, which isn't that good considering he's a flyer. You'll have to combine it with his back articulation. Going down, you can look down that far. He doesn't give you much in the way of attitude. You can 360 him. Shoulders, you can get to 90. Be very careful when you move his shoulders. Try to, as you raise up, tuck it in, because if not, you're going to get paint rub. Either on the shoulder, the yellow shoulder, or worse, the shoulder area, you know, that it comes out of. And since that's red, that will be even more noticeable. So be very careful with that. You can 360. He's got the bicep swivel. You could 360 that if you so choose. He's got double jointed elbows. His wrist swivels right there. And because these are the repulsor blast hands, there are no hinges, so you won't get that. As far as his ab articulation, he's got an ab crunch. He can go back that far, or forward that far, excuse me. He can go back that far. I was getting ahead of myself because I wanted to try to combine that with how far up you can raise his head. So that's that. Well, I got it back a little bit more, so it's serviceable, but it would be nicer if that head could go back a little bit further. But it is what it is. We've got the waist swivel. Hips go up that far, better than a lot of old Spider-Man bucks. He can raise his legs up that far. Back not so much. He's got thigh rotation, double jointed knees. He can swivel at the top of the boot cuff. He can point his toe that far, that's great, and up that far. And he's got ankle pivot holes, peg holes, the bottom of his feet. Here I have Iron Man with his repulsor blasts and the smoke effects. I went on and put one smoke effect, the one on the left hand. I've got the smoke effect wrapped around the repulsors to simulate them like the smoke and the repulsor coming out of his hands. And on the right, I've got the smoke wrapped around the wrist and around the repulsor. Me personally, I think I like it better with the smoke looking like it's coming out of his hands, but you decide. There's a better look at the right hand doing it, but yeah, I think I prefer the left hand with it showing like that. Here's Iron Man with just the repulsors. Here are the effects coming out of his feet to simulate him flying, and here are the blast effects with the smoke effects coming out of his feet. They look pretty tight that way too. I almost think that that's what they were really meant for, but we've got options. We could use them as we see fit. And here's Iron Man telling you to get your dukes up. You got to buck up or you'll get stuck up. Word up. And here we have the Tony Stark head sculpt on the body, looking pretty good there. Very nice. Once again, I'm loving the wash that that Hasbro did on Tony's hair. Looks pretty good. Here's Iron Man on his stand. The stand does come with pegs to assist with keeping your figure standing up, but IM's feet are large enough and flat enough that at least for vanilla or vanilla-like poses, that it's pretty easy for him to stand up. And here we have IM with the backdrop flipped to the other side. This is the side that pays homage to the 20th anniversary Series 1 version. And yeah, you got the Stark logo there, right there on the stand. This is what they were trying to achieve. That's the original accessory, the original stand that came with the first Iron Man. And yeah, as you can see, I've kept mine all these years, not knowing that it would rear its head for a review. But here we are. And since I brought the stand out, you knew the figure itself couldn't be far behind. Here we have the 20th anniversary Iron Man figure up with the one that kicked it all off. You've got Iron Man from Toybiz from 2002 Series 1. And as you can see, boy, have times changed. You've got the gorilla arms back in the day, but hey, we were loving it because this was a step up from the original Toybiz 5-inch figures. They had better articulation, and to a point they still have better articulation than today's in regards to hands and feet. Iron Man here has finger articulation and toe articulation as well. And even though I'm not going to take off the mask, you can remove the mask, revealing Tony Stark's face in there. And I brought this little ditty out to show you guys two things. This was the last time that we actually got this helmet. This was an accessory helmet. I actually bought 2 of these so I can have one with this helmet and one with the helmet, the classic style helmet that we all know and love. And also you can see that from the colors there that the 80th anniversary version actually took its cues from this, as it had very similar paint apps, which I'm going to show right now by sticking him in there. Hopefully my man will stand up. I don't think he wants to. We'll see what he can do. Oh, yep, there he goes. He's standing up. So yeah, you see the similarities in the paint apps with the 80th anniversary version. And I, for the life of me, can't remember exactly which series this Iron Man, the one in the middle, of course, I'm talking about, came from. But yeah, this is what we got. And as you could see, that very undersized, and but it looked good for its time. You know, can't front on that. It was a very good looking action figure for its time. So we got to give credit where it's due. I'm going to take him out, and I'm going to move 80th Annie next to 20th Annie, and so you can see the differences there. Yeah, that's how it goes down. Now to take a measurement, even though we've seen this before, doing it just to be thorough. Iron Man is standing just a tick over 6.5 inches tall, which translates into centimeters. We're talking about 16.5 centimeters, give or take. So to sum it all up, this is an excellent kickoff to the 20th anniversary homage to Toybiz, which kicked everything off for all of us Marvel Legends fans back in 2002, Series 1, that had this guy, the Hulk, Captain America, and of course Toad, which we're all anxious to see revealed. Yeah, it's a great figure, obviously utilizing the 80th anniversary buck, which we all know and which we all love. They're going to just keep it going with that. If there's one thing downside, I'd say, is the price point. They, meaning Hasbro, really capitalized on the whole 20th anniversary motif. So, you know, that price point is something else. It's $32, $33, something like that. And so, you know, considered a deluxe figure, even though we did get accessories. I think that if it's going to be deluxe, it should be a little bit more. But it is what it is. We got what we got. Loving the design. As you can see, I'm using the original Stark base to go with this current Iron Man. That's how I'm going to display it. This is just banging. I'm loving it like that. So yeah, everything is all good. You guys got to let me know what you think about this Iron Man. Are you going to pass on it or what? Considering that we've gotten so many more. You know the deal with me. I'm a neurotic completionist, so even if I thought that the figure was meh, I was still going to get it. Fortunately, I don't think it's meh. So I've got it like this, and we've got it like that. This is the end of this review. Guys, thank you for rocking with me and being here for the kickoff of the 20th anniversary Toybiz homage with Iron Man, classic style. Please remember to like. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to share. Do that so others can come, so I can run this spiel to them about liking, sharing, and subscribing. And don't forget to smash the bell so you can be notified when I upload another video. Until the next time, my peeps, remember, started back in 2002 and it continues today. You know good and well, the hunt continues. And I'm out. Peace.